Hi friends and welcome to another video. My name is Jess. I'm a self-employed foot health practitioner, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys some things you need to know. Right friends, so these are things which I've just picked up over the time that I've been a foot health practitioner. I kind of feel like, I want to share them with you guys today. Okay, so the first thing that I want to mention to you guys is that when you're out and about in the community, you have, your personal stuff with you, such as your keys, your mobile phone, pens, money, your purse, things like that. And it's like when you get to a client's house, you just don't know what to do with it. Well, I don't anyway. I never did. So one of the things which I would probably recommend is to kind of get yourself something where you can put all these things in, like a bum bag. Now, in America, you guys call it a fanny pack. I think that's what you call it. But in the UK, we call it a bum bag. So it's basically like a little bag that you can put around your waist, and you can put your, little bits in there, such as your phone, your keys, pen, or whatever it is that you carry around with you on a regular basis. So yes, I recommend a bum bag or a fanny pack, whatever you want to call it. So the other thing that I want to mention is when you're disposing of, your blades. So some of us use the blade removers, the blue ones, when we're out and about in the community. I really like them. They're small, they fit in my bag very, very nicely. But when they get full, what the hell do I do with it? Now, for a long time, I had no clue. But I'm going to tell you guys, make sure that you get a sharp spin. It is really, really that simple. But me, I didn't have a clue. But now I know, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So get yourself a sharp spin, a yellow one. I think they cost about £5, some of them even less. I brought one which was bigger than what I expected. I didn't actually read the measurements correctly, but it's going to last me a long time. So once that is full, you can, pop it to your doctors or your pharmacy if they're happy for you to drop it off there, or arrange for it to be collected. So the next thing, guys, is I think this is really respectful when you go to a client's house, especially in those seasons where it is rainy and muddy outside, and that is to get shoe covers. So when you go into a client's house, you just put them over your feet, and then, you don't even have to ask sometimes. Sometimes I do, and they're like, no, it's fine, fair enough. But I kind of feel like it's really respectful when you go into somebody's house and the weather is really bad, your feet are obviously quite muddy. I feel like it is nice to, respect their home. So if somebody was coming into my house and they did that, I would really like it. I would kind of think, okay, I like you. You're thinking about my house. You're quite a respectful person. So that is another thing which I kind of feel like you guys need to know. Right, so we were talking about the blade removers. So another thing that I want to mention is that over time it can get quite loose, and also the blades may potentially come through the little gap. So one of the ways to stop that happening is just literally by putting a bit of tape over it, so that it doesn't escape and cause an injury, which is definitely what we don't want. So that is a little tip, because that does happen with these blade removers. They're not expensive, they're quite cheap, but they do the job. But we also want to be safe. So that is just something that you need to know, that over time it can get a little bit loose. And just another thing to point out, do not empty it. That is one thing you don't want to do. Do not open it and try and empty it and reuse it. It costs, what, about £1? So just make sure that you replace it, and then, like I said earlier, you get rid of it in the sharps container. So the other thing that I want to mention is that when you go to a client's house and you finish treating their feet, you have all this clinical waste. You've got your aprons, you've got all the skin and whatever it is, the nails and all that type of stuff. What do you do with it? So one thing that I did when I first began was I bought separate bags and I put all the waste in there. I don't do that anymore. I use what I have. So I use my apron, and I put everything in my apron, and then I tie it all up securely, obviously to make sure that nothing falls out. And then I give it to the client, and then the client gets rid of it for me in their own waste. So this one is quite important. One thing that you need to know is that some clients will cancel. They will want to reschedule. It's really important to have something in place for this, because it can mess up your day, and you need to make sure that your clients know, if you have one, I recommend that you have a cancellation policy, because clients will contact you in the middle of the night or very, very early in the morning and say, oh sorry, can't make it, can we reschedule? To be honest, that's not really on, unless it's a medical emergency and it's out of their control. Obviously that's a little bit different, But it's really important to have a cancellation policy. So normally I would say for my clients, let me know 48 hours before your appointment if you cannot make it or you need to reschedule, because obviously I'll be able to fill it with somebody else, you know, to continue my work day. So my clients, they sign to say that they, you know, that they agree with that. It's really important that your clients know that from the beginning. So I have in my cancellation policy that they may be charged if they miss an appointment or they cancel way too last minute. Then, you know, they may incur a charge. That is something that you guys need to think about and to be definitely aware of, because it will happen. Right, and these are the things that I think you should know. I guess they're tips, aren't they? A few tips to help you once you're out and about in the community. And yes, I know that it's helped me, and I hope it has helped you guys too. Right, so I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Have a lovely day. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.